What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man ChazzEllis once again, and I'm back with another review. I want you to check out what this young lady said on the podcast. I'm gonna try to find the link to it so y'all can check out the whole podcast. I want you to check out what this young lady said when she was asked, what is a real man to you? What is a man supposed to be?
What is a good man to you?
Well, a good man to me is, fuck what y'all think, a protector and provider. I grew up in a household without a father, but I had a father figure. So even though he was not my father, that was my mom's boyfriend,
Yeah.
and he's still around. So like I said, that was not my dad, but he was a protector and provider. Like my mom had several jobs, this, that, and the third. He didn't care if my mom was fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry. He made sure I was straight. So he always showed protect, provide. He always opened doors. Still to this day, he at home with my daughter right now.
So if you listen to what she says a real man is someone who protects and provides. That's the first thing she said. She was like, I don't care what y'all say. She knew she might get some pushback. So as she started telling what she thought a man was supposed to be, first thing she started out was protect and provide. You're probably not going to get that much pushback there. But then as she went into details, she started really talking about her personal situation and holding up her mom's boyfriend, basically who played like a stepfather role, holding him up as the example of what a real man is supposed to be. Now went into, he took care of this other person's kids, and he held us down no matter what. It didn't matter who my mom was messing with or any of that. He held us down no matter what. She could be messing with any Tom, Dick, or Harry, and it didn't matter. So he was holding us down no matter what, protecting and providing. He's at home with my daughter right now. That's what she said, and she was like, this is the ideal man. Now, as you can obviously see there, everything she says is self-serving. These are things that help me in my life. And these are the reasons why I think this is what makes a real man. There's nothing wrong with you saying, these are the things that I think help me out and make my life better. These are the things that I'm looking for in a man. So I'm looking for somebody who's going to let me cheat, who's going to take care of my kids by other people, looking for somebody who's going to provide for me. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're looking for in a relationship. The problem you start running into is this is the baseline for a real man. Because you're looking at an individual and you're seeing the things that they did that benefited you in life. Great. But that's an individual. That's a person. And they have certain characteristics that made them willing to do some of the things that they did. I don't know your stepfather or father figure, but I know common sense and human nature. That person would not let your mother cheat on them and still take care of her children unless they didn't have other parallel options. I don't care what you say. That's just not the way humans work. That's not the way humans deal with the world and interact with the world. What he's doing shows me that you're saying this is a real man, but what you're really saying is this is a person who has put my mother on a pedestal because they don't have other parallel options. That's what you're really saying. Nothing wrong with wanting to be with somebody who doesn't have parallel options, but I think where you might be struggling in your relationships, because you said he's at home with your daughter. You didn't say you had a dude that was doing what he's doing that's at home with your daughter. You didn't describe your current boyfriend or the father of your child as the perfect man. You're talking about your mother's boyfriend. There's a reason for that. So the problem you might be running into is you're not looking at the whole picture. And that's why you're not talking about your man who's doing all this stuff. You're probably not looking at the whole picture and saying, why did he do this? This is for men and women. A lot of people talk about what type of relationships they want, but what they don't talk about is who they're most likely to get that from. You got people sitting over here talking about, I'm the prize, and I need to be treated like that. You got men doing the same thing. I'm the prize, men are the prize, women are the prize. Whoever is going to be in a position of power in a relationship, because that's really the whole prize thing. Whoever's going to be in a position of being pursued is going to be the person who is in the best position in that particular relationship. Not because you're black, because you're white, because you're tall, because you're short, because you got $1 million, because you're broke, because you grew up on the West Coast, because you grew up on the East Coast. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a case-by-case basis based on who you are and who you're in a relationship with. These are things she needs to think about, and other people listening to this.
That's a man to you.
That's a like
that doesn't hold his girlfriend or his partner accountable, and he's just gonna look out for her kids.
But at the end of the day,
would you tell your son to do that?
If I had a son, if I had a son, because I can't speak of that, I don't have a son.
Yeah.
But if I had a son, and that was a situation, son, if you love that girl, if you love that lady, do you? I can't tell my son what to do or what not to do. But at the end of the day, if I had a son, I'm going to teach my son what I want, what I expect from a man right now.
Now, this is a thing also. She said if she had a son, basically she'd say, do you? Then she went as far as going, yeah, this is what I want. I would try to raise my son to be the man that I want to date. That's despicable. That's despicable. Think about if a man was saying, I want to raise my daughter to be the woman that I want to date. Most of y'all, come on now. Most of y'all are like, what? You're supposed to be raising your daughter to be the best person for herself, to be able to gain the most she wants to gain. You shouldn't try to teach your son to be the man you want to date. You should, first of all, your son is only going to listen to you over a long period of time if the things you're telling him benefit him in his life. Otherwise, he's going to listen to you while he's young, get burned over and over and over again, then grow to despise you, or just retreat from the world and live off of you. Those are the two options. You're not gonna teach somebody to be a doormat for other people. They become some successful person and everything works out for them, and it doesn't work like that. You got two options as this turns out. They either A, change completely. They start watching Andrew Tate or the Fresh and Fit podcast on the internet, and they start hating your guts because they realize, like, hey, maybe they're not 100% right, but you were damn near 100% wrong. And they start listening to them and hating your guts. Or they retreat from the world and they end up in your basement living off of you. That's usually just how that turns out. You could show some outlier. I don't really listen to those kind of stories because I can't verify. So I'm sure you could tell some outlier story, but the reality is normally it doesn't work that way. So what she's talking about, I teach my son to basically be like this. If you want to teach your son anything, just teach him how to be a good and successful human. It's not your job to groom your son for some other woman to be able to benefit off of him. That's not your job. That's actually the opposite of your job. Your job is to help your son do what's going to help him be successful. You cannot be team woman and be a mother. You can't be team man and be a dad. You got to be, I'm team my child, period. That's what I care about. Otherwise, don't have one.
Would you be considered real if I said, hey, yo, I know I'm sliding on you, but I need you to take care of my daughter? You view yourself as a real woman?
I'm not doing that.
Why not?
Because I'm not.
Why not?
Because you're sliding on me, like, go elsewhere. At the end of the day, it's not, I'm not doing it. Just that. It's just simple.
So you're not a real woman.
It's not about being a real woman. I'm not doing that.
Why though?
I'm going
because that shit sounds stupid, right?
It don't sound stupid. At the end of the day, a man and a woman is two different things when it comes to certain shit.
What?
I'm not doing that.
We're not humans.
We're humans.
We don't both have feelings.
When the podcaster asked her would she do the things that she suggested, obviously she said no because she's not stupid. She's just hypocritical like most people are. And this isn't just women. I know a lot of guys are gonna be like, oh, this is how women think. Man, men think the same way. Anybody who thinks that they have a platform or an ability to manipulate someone else into doing what's beneficial for them, even if it's not in the best interest of that person, in most cases, they're going to try to do it. Unfortunately, what it often leaves you with is a sense of bitterness simply because people aren't willing to do things you wouldn't do. And it also leaves you in a position where you don't take accountability. If you think that because you are a particular sex, you have the ability to just do what you want, and the other person to be a real woman or a real man has to sit there and take it and still be with you, you're going to be sadly mistaken, and you're probably gonna spend your life pretty damn miserable because you're most likely not gonna find that. You're usually gonna find people who are gonna push back over and over again. So you have to decide, is this what I want? Do I want somebody who's gonna just be my doormat that I can get away with doing anything with? If that's what you want, then you have to figure out how to get with somebody who's like that. Not, this is how all men should be or all women should be. I should be able to get the finest, smartest, most capable person in the world who has all the options in the world, but for some reason they put up with my crap. That person is mentally deficient. You have to find somebody who has a reason to put up with the stuff that you're doing, and that generally means they don't have parallel options or maybe no real options at all.